because I'm signed in on the StreamYard.
Hey everyone, blame Canada. Get those likes up.
No Canadians allowed on
What the
message
hell?
streams anymore. So if you're Canadian, get out of here.
Yes. Yes, blame Canada. Now I don't know. That totally threw me off now. How's everyone doing?
Was crazy.
Does everybody know on your old stream to come here?
Or will they'll get a notification.
Here we go. Get those thumbs up because we got to get, it's going to help the stream.
I blame William. William was it?
I know. As soon as I came in,
and then it ended. And Aaron left.
I know. I didn't do it because you're not on Enosh's groups. If it was on Enosh's, if you were on his StreamYard, it would have probably ended up being.
You did it last night, right?
Yeah. No. Okay. I did not mean to go live last night.
Oh,
I couldn't get, because I was just going to record a review.
Yeah.
But StreamYards would not, the record function.
Yeah, it doesn't let you. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'll just do it live. And I figured nobody was going to be. It was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, nobody.
Yeah, like 25 people watching.
Dude, we had like 36. I'm like, 37
like,
people. I'm like,
when you first did the first one, I was like, oh, William's going live. Okay.
And I'm like, and I said, oh no, I don't want to go live. Then I got rid of that one. And then finally I just couldn't figure out how to go, of course, I just went ahead and went live, and we went for an hour and a half. I did not expect that.
Well, not everyone made it over either. Whenever someone cancels the stream accidentally, then people are like, "Why did he get up?" And I'm like, "Damn it!"
No, they say they're leaving. They say they go.
I know.
Some of them had that. The only reason he canceled it on accident is he had to go. That's why I think.
Scott, stop, bro. How about you just make?
Well, this is what we were talking about, William.
Well, see, man, you guys are talking Black Adam, and you're talking about male strippers now. I
forgot Joe Manganiello.
All right, William. What's your take on this image here from the next Magic Mike?
I didn't see the first one.
So. You should.
Oh my God, William!
I think you should. I think you should be
I didn't see a movie about male strippers.
Yes, you do.
That shocks you. Okay, continue to be shocked. Okay, probably won't go see this.
I mean, Kaden is a girl, so it makes sense.
What?
Did you guys all see Black Adam? I didn't get a chance to catch your first half because I was on. What did you guys think?
I didn't see it.
I thought it was a great superhero movie. It was fun. Delivers on action, characters. Yeah. The villain could be better.
The villain was useless, but it didn't hurt. It didn't kill. There was a lot.
The villain was going to be Eclipso at first.
They really didn't need another villain. The conflict between the society and him philosophically was fine. That's really all you needed. The villain was useless. That kid was useless.
Oh my God, that kid was so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Same with the uncle. Well, I thought
the uncle was going to be a lot funnier from the previews, but I'm like,
well, because I think I didn't see the movie, but someone said that they really underutilized Mo because Mo is a great comedian, and I'm like, damn it, like
the fuck is
his jokes weren't funny, and then they bring him in, he's wearing the crown.
So annoying. Holy fuck. He's basically a Steve Agee clone.
It was a fun movie. I had a lot of fun. Both the screenings we did. The travel scene was like an arena type scene. I mean, it was like watching a sporting event. So everybody we surveyed enjoyed it. Even we deliberately sent people that were critical of DC programming to the first screening, and their responses were better than I expected. So then I see the Rotten Tomatoes thing. I'm like 91 overall and an 88 verified. I haven't seen that for a DC movie in a long time. So maybe you're at a turning point. The critic score is a joke. And all you got to do
the critic score, I'm like,
well, the critics get paid. What do you think, William? Like, they get paid and everything. They get paid.
Say that again, Anthony?
The critics get paid.
They got paid by Walter Hamada too.
Oh my God, no!
Listen, you got to realize this is their reporters. This is their profession. Their criteria for them judging a movie, and like me, it met all my needs. But a critic, they want to go into all these things thinking that it's going to be Goodfellas or Casino or Godfather 2. Not every movie. Sometimes I just want to see shit blow up, all right, and people get their ass beat. Sometimes it's just that simple. It doesn't need to be a complex.
Sometimes a superhero movie is just going to be a superhero movie, and that's why it's not getting good. Critics are looking, in my interpretation, critics are looking for an angle to talk about social commentary or politics or representation, which I'm for too, but it doesn't have to. If it doesn't have to, that doesn't mean it's inferior. It's just a popcorn ride of a movie. It's like
For
2012 to me. Like with what's that guy that makes those movies? Armageddon and
Bruckheimer
Independence Day.
Emmerich.
Yeah, it's like a Roland Emmerich type thing. It's like it's a lot of spectacle, a lot of fun, and I don't need a big ankle all the time. Matt, I did send you the new link to the new stream. Yes, this is cancel AWO.
Cancel
Aaron, I love you, bro. But if you end the stream when you leave, first of all, people just leave without they send in the private. I'm going. Bye. If you gave me a chance to say okay, bye, Aaron, make sure you don't hit end broadcast instead of just leaving.
How do you
or maybe just kick the person and out of
the thing is that the end broadcast is to your right.
It's way up on the right corner.
Yeah, and then the exit is on the left corner. There's 2 exit buttons. You can press the arrow to go back on the page, or you can press the duck.
All you do is exit your tab on your computer. Studio. Don't hit end broadcast.
Yeah, there's 3 buttons.
Well, I do it to end my own show. That was funny. But I thought too much weight was put on. Listen, it's a derivative character from a B character that, I thought too much weight was put on this movie to save the DCU. I'm like, not really. It's Black Adam.
The hierarchy of power. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I expect The Rock to self-promote himself and indulge and be hyperbolic. But as far as I'm like, this movie had no major IP other than Dwayne Johnson. So to expect $1 billion or whatever, or just to turn,
I expect this movie to
step in the right direction. But let's calm down.
I expect this movie to be the best movie of all time and do the greatest amount.
I could tear this movie up.
Titanic, beat Endgame, beat all of those movies.
I hope
beat
it reboots.
This movie was flawed. There's a lot of stuff wrong with this movie, but it moves at such
the music and the humor were the worst part.
Yeah, it was too loud at some point, but I did like the score. But the painted black, all that kind of stuff. But the stuff that wasn't good about it, the good things are moving so fast that it outpaces some of that stuff. Some of the jokes didn't land. Like I said, the villain was completely. You could have just extricated him out from the entire movie, and I wouldn't have missed him. The kid, I thought they tried too hard to push the narrative of the people through that kid instead of just finding other people to do it with.
That kid was annoying.
They made him annoying. They made him annoying. Yeah, they made him annoying because they tried to push the whole, history lesson through him, and it was just too much for one character. And then it just didn't work. I like the way it was shot. There were some bad CGI moments there, like towards the end where Sabak CGI I thought was bad, but the rest of the movie,
did they use a real person for that? This is from another DM group. I'm not going to share the DM group, but this is Dawson's ranking. I don't think he would care if I showed this. Yeah, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to say where you're cat. I'm going to go first here.
It's not a
Four
bad
of
list,
those
actually.
movies no longer count.
What are you saying, CJ?
Bro. Oh my god!
After the Flash movie, 4 of those don't count.
What does that matter with the conversation we're having? We're ranking the DC films. I would say
is that number 4? Does he have a number 4? Black Adam?
Yeah.
Black Adam.
I wouldn't go that high. Like I said, I had a lot of fun. I recommend it, and now I'm going to go see it again with another.
I think I would put it over Shazam.
I would definitely. Well, you know what? Shazam had a lot of heart to it, for different reasons. I enjoyed both movies, but for different reasons. The amount of action that
who was even the villain in Shazam? I don't remember.
Savannah.
Dr. Savannah.
He was good though. He was good.
Yeah,
Dr. Savannah and the 7 Deadly Sins.
I would say Shazam was better simply by like I said, they had a better enemy, they had a better supporting cast, had a better story, and it wasn't dependent on the action.
And the family was good too.
The family was good, but
yeah, it wasn't pointless.
But the action in Black Adam is just great. Like I said, it's nonstop. You can dissect the movie a couple of days later after it slows down. You realize, okay, that sucked that sucked there. But while you're sitting and watching in real time, it was a fun ride.
Colorful.
I would put Aquaman ahead of Black Adam.
Okay.
I would also put.
I would too. Yeah.
Wonder
I'd put
Woman.
Shazam in front of Suicide Squad.
I think the
What's
Wonder
Suicide Squad?
I think
Suicide Squad or
What's the best and what's the worst?
Suicide Squad. The worst
I
is at
would
the
say my
bottom.
worst is Wonder Woman 84. That's my worst.
So is
The Suicide
one the
Squad
best?
yeah.
What?
Okay, I would put BVS at 10 or 11. I mean,
Wait, which one though? Like, I mean, this is the Ultimate Edition because I can see
both
the Ultimate logo.
versions.
Oh, he's smoking
Go
crack.
to
Jesus.
11. And
Yeah,
then
he's smoking
Zack
the triple
Snyder
stuff.
goes at 10.
You hate Zack Snyder.
And Suicide
You
Squad
just trolling or
goes
are you
at
serious?
9.
Yeah, I think
Hey, Matt.
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
no.
All right, cool.
But I do kind of agree. I would put I would put Wonder Woman 84 and Birds of Shit at the bottom. I agree with that. 100%.
Wonder Woman 84 is the bottom for on any of these.
Yeah, no,
Wonder Woman
I
84.
put yeah, I agree.
That movie
Yeah,
sucks.
Patty Jenkins needs to leave. She needs to be gone from that Wonder Woman movie franchise. My God, the next one's gonna be shit.
Listen. Now, don't take this the wrong way because I love most DC films.
I like Patty. She's a good
Because
director.
so I would put definitely Wonder Woman 84 11 for me, and I would put. I think my one that I would like to watch the least, Shazam, at number 10. I would put Birds of Prey over
what?
Shazam. I'd rather watch Birds of
Whoa!
Prey.
Wow. Okay. Hey, I mean, it's all subjective.
Wow.
Because
Hello,
I like Black Canary, and I like Harley Quinn in that movie, and I like Black Mask for half the movie.
Mask?
No, Black Mask. So, and I like Shazam. That's not like I'm a hater of Shazam,
Yeah.
and I love the first half of the original Suicide Squad is amazing. I would probably, if you consider the movie as a whole, I'd probably put after rewatching. I can't put one over the other for the Suicide Squad movies. I don't know, Matt. What's your thoughts on this? Your ranking here. This is Dawson. No shade at Dawson because I'm sharing his DM just because I thought I like his ranking.
Well, yeah, the Suicide Squad is a very thought-provoking film for what it was made with, so I understand why he didn't care for it. There's no religious allegory in the movie, so he can't.
Oh no! Don't do that because
What? No, that's not, dude. That's not. It's not an attack on him. There's a lot of religious allegories in the top 3 there.
Okay.
You know, and even the concept of good versus evil in Black Adam. Or I should say good versus an anti-hero versus what the F was that goddamn monstrosity at the end of the movie. Sabak, more like, who gives a shit? Like, I'm saying it's like, look, that villain was bad. As far as villains go, that villain was bad. That villain was
better than Ares and Wonder Woman, though.
No. Ares had a purpose. Sabak had literally no purpose. Cut him out of the movie, and
here's the thing:
doesn't suffer.
William's right. He's right. Yeah. Now the story of the guy who wants to become Sabak, that's actually interesting. They could have spent more time with him building that up to make it something worth fighting for at the end. At the end of that movie the last act of that movie was not bad, but it was just like completely wasted the first 2 acts, which were actually okay. I enjoyed my time with the movie. I don't think it was bad. I just think it was kind of a one-time watch.
For me, it's a multiple time because I just love the JSA. It's like getting another Justice League. I mean, it's
so
different.
you mean Hawkman, the old guy, and the newbies. That's really about it, right? It's like
they all. I think they exceeded my expectations for the JSA in this movie. I mean, I could always use more.
Didn't have Green Lantern or the Flash.
But
no. And they were also the Justice Society, but not the Justice Society of America. Because effectively in this movie, they were called the team. If you really think about it, in this movie, they were effectively Team America World Police. They were. I mean, and they were even criticized. America, fuck yeah. They were even criticized as such by ISIS. Right? Yeah. By the chick. She was all like, why did you guys...
I like that scene. I like that.
Well, what I thought was really funny was when Amon was all like, talks about the superhero industrial complex and how much money there is in that world. That to me cracked me up, especially after looking at his room and seeing nothing but superhero merchandise, you know? And that's what I don't get either. If Intergang had been in charge of Kahndaq for years, why would they let in that kind of outside propaganda? You know what I mean?
I don't have to watch
They were
the movie yet, but
incompetent
like,
too.
but like,
Well, they were
everything
definitely
in this movie-
incompetent, but I mean, it's like the idea there is that if you look at it, like, let's say through like actual, the idea that they're going with here is an invading force takes over a foreign country, mines it for its natural resources, enslaves the population, yeah. But they're also going to like have a lot of control.
Avatar.
Yeah, I mean, if Avatar could find a way to like, control the propaganda, they would. Actually, that was Jake Sully's entire point, was more or less to find a way in, to find their weaknesses, to use it against them. So, if they could create a propaganda campaign, which they actually tried to do by creating schools on Pandora, right? The stuff that Sigourney Weaver's character did with creating the schools and everything, that was trying to find a way to work their way into the culture. But here it's like this kid's room is just chock full of superhero stuff. And you're going like, but they wouldn't let that in. You know what I mean? Like they would like this would all be black market stuff, because the whole time they're going like, Kondak needs a hero. It needs a hero. And then it's like none of the other heroes have ever given a shit. Like Superman didn't hear their cries. Like Wonder Woman didn't hear their cries. Like the Intergang wasn't like completely out. It was on the news in Peacemaker. It was written about in Peacemaker on the newspaper, so the people knew about it. And you're telling me the heroes only now intervened? It's like, okay, come on. Also, here's a question. If the Wizards got mad at Black Adam literally at one point in time, killing a shitload of dudes, why is it that as soon as he was brought back, they didn't reappear and go, and they thwart him?
Because he's,
they're all
they
gone.
actually explained in Shazam that they majority of all the wizards are dead. And the Wizard Shazam is the only last living wizard, and he has to pass his power on to someone, and that's his whole like that was their whole thing, that they're all dying and they have to give their powers up to someone.
And that's the Shazam family angle.
The wizards show up in the movie.
Okay,
they didn't get mad at. They got mad because he wasn't supposed to have the power because
but they let him keep it. It's like, look, there are elements. Look, that like if you think about it like this, if you remove the DC aspect to the movie, all right, let's remove that connection, that emotional connection that a lot of people have. If you remove that connection and you look at it just for a beat for beat story, it is very straightforward. The action is, if you look at most of the trailers,
make sure not to hit end broadcast, please.
I can't. It's not my stream.
Yeah,
I know.
Don't do.
Darth Vader suit. That looks awesome.
What did he say?
The Darth Vader.
Put on the Darth Vader suit.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Have you put it on before?
No, and I'm not going to.
Oh, you should.
I don't feel like it's, I'm 6'2", 250. This thing probably fits about a 5'10", 180. I would hurt myself getting in and out of
At least,
well, you're never going to make it with that attitude.
Yeah,
at least put the helmet on.
And also the reason why they can't take away his powers is because he would have to be
before you go, William,
to give up his powers.
Before you go, William, you saw it though?
Yeah, I saw it.
What's your overall rating? What's your overall rating?
I gave it a solid 7.5. It is a very flawed movie, and like I said, when I rewatch it again, I could probably tear this movie apart. But I was just there for some fun. I wanted some high-end special effects. I wanted to see people get their ass beat and torn apart. I wasn't going in there with a Blade Runner 2049 or an Arrival type of frame of mind. So it checked all my boxes. The criticisms that people have for it are legit. But the crew, we went with two different crews, and their response from it. And like I said, I sent people that were strictly critical of DC movies. So we made sure we had room for them just to hear there. And they had fun. Like I said, if we was stood around a lot longer, we could tear this movie apart. But it was a fun ride. It was a fun night at the movies. And, I haven't had that feeling like that since.
Yeah, Rhea, I love that line too. We can't really get into spoilers, but that line was amazing. Yes.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I took it for what it was. It is rewatchable, depending on what you like in your movies. So
I would like to see it again, but I don't have the money to go see it again right
now. Wait 45 days.
Yeah.
Come out to Vegas. Oh, here's your shirt, Max. I don't know if it'll fit you or not, but this is what I'm going to stuff you into, I guess. There you go.
Damn, give everybody
wow.
a shirt.
Thank you.
I got 200 shirts.
Oh, thank you, William. I really appreciate that.
And you said you don't have any XLs?
No, I don't have any double XLs. I have XL, I have medium, and I have small.
Oh, if you have an XL, I mean, I'll toss you my PO box.
Send it to me. DM me your info.
All right.
All right, guys.
Thank you, William. I appreciate that. That's really nice.
William.
Right.
Max is giving everybody free shirts.
I'm gonna squeeze into it. Whatever size it is, I'm gonna squeeze into it.
Max is all like, if I buy the shirt, I can get invited to.
Oh, Rhea, you better contact him right away. I'm gonna have to send him a few bucks to ship it, probably. He's gonna have to be shipping him everywhere. Yes.
Ship it to your mom. Ha 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 ha.
Remind me at the end of the stream to give him my info. And I'm gonna squeeze into whatever's sent my way.
No, William is probably put some good goodies in there.
Yeah,
stuff because I know he got a lot of merch from Warner Brothers.
Matt, how are you feeling? Are you feeling the hype of DC or just like
No.
Oh my gosh.
No. I mean, okay, so let me explain. It's again, I enjoyed my time with the movie. I'm hypercritical of it because I expected more for all the hype that they were attempting to do. I think we're at a point now where if you make your movie for the audience that existed in 2008, your movie has failed. And that's not to say that it's bad. It's mediocre. And that's not where you want a movie to be. You know what I mean? Like, I really, okay. So like everything that you see in this movie can be applied to other films. You've seen it done better in other movies. Now, I will say though, for like the positive side, I felt the visuals for the most part were really spectacular. Mm-hmm. There was a number of moments where they were like, doing the slow-mo people were complaining about. It never bothered me at all because the way I viewed it is like they were treating the slow-mo very similar to like a panel on a comic. Mm-hmm. So it was very stylized, very, you could freeze frame that, take a snapshot. It would be a really nice wallpaper.
I saw critics saying that is pretty much like a Zack Snyder film.
I mean, you could tell that they were definitely inspired by that. But I mean, like, there's
he writes stories.
I would say though, there's a scene in the movie that effectively plays out like a Quicksilver scene from the X-Men films, and like it's a cool scene. It's a cool scene, but my biggest complaint with The Rock in that movie is that he spent like 90% of his time floating in a harness.
So yeah, the floating annoyed me a little bit. Yeah,
he's just floating. He's just floating through the scene, and it's just random things that he's doing. And it's funny. It's meant to be funny. The song is cool, but you're like, I'm watching this, and I'm just like, there's no stylization here. It's just like he's on wheels. He's on a track. He's going one direction, and he's just like, oh, let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. And then, of course, when it all catches up and everything, that was cool, but it's still very much just like, okay. And then like, I thought it was funny. Like he gets injured and then he wakes up and he heals himself. Like, hold on, let me just lightning, my suit back together. I'm good. It's just like, there's so many things that this movie relied on, trope wise, that I feel did it a massive disservice.
Did anything surpass for you?
No.
Like JSA surpassed my expectations.
Well, for one, I like Hawkman. My first real interaction with Hawkman was on Legends of Tomorrow season 1.
Him?
No, my experience with the character, because I don't read comics. I just I'm a movie guy, so I watch movies.
Are you team reboot?
Am I team reboot? At this point, no, because Henry, like flat out, like I have no problem admitting that like that was cool, but I will also say that scene did nothing for me in the theater. It did nothing for me in the theater. It was nice to see it with, to understand what he was saying. And it was cool to hear the John Williams theme, but I'm just like, also, we don't need to hear this theme anymore. Let it die. Mm-hmm. The theme is nearly 50 years old. It's been in almost every iteration. Actually now at this point, every iteration theatrically, because
and on TV shows too.
Yeah, they've done it. And it's like, great. This is the problem with Black Adam. Black Adam was afraid of allowing itself to do something new. It was paint by numbers. It was very much like you look at this movie and you're like, this feels corporate or committee made. It checks all these. And I said this in my reaction. I said it checks all these boxes, and I read the comments and people are like, oh man, I think it was H Barts is all like, it was 8 out of 10, but then with the Henry thing, it was 10 out of 10. And I'm just like, okay.
Hey, if everyone, can you please remember to smash the like button because we had to restart. We only have 10 likes. We got 35 people watching. would really help.
Yes.
Cancel Aaron World Order.
Cancel Aaron
and broadcast. Please.
I mean, Andrew Casale says like the Superman scene gave him chills. Cool. That's cool. I'm happy that he's back. Or at least I'm happy that he was there for this because
he's
obviously
a Christopher Reeve show. That's all.
But it's like
Tobey Maguire show.
Yeah, more Toby than Christopher Reeves, but I would
say he's sucking Keaton too.
I just would say it's like, look, you look at it and you go, okay, like, don't you guys want something new? You say what you will about Marvel. Say what you will about Marvel. At least they try new things. Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness was basically a horror movie. Thor: Love and Thunder was kind of a rom-com. Werewolf by Night.
But they can't try something new because they don't have a foundation.
Who?
DC.
DC absolutely can. Absolutely can try something new. If you acknowledge that it's part of the same universe and you have your main storyline, like your main like continuity, you can play with other genres and other themes, provided that they still tie into that same continuity. The problem though is like The Rock, at this point, he's gone full business mode, and I think it's failing him. I really do. Because he said in an interview yesterday, he's like, oh yeah, the great thing about this is like, the Black Adam can interact with like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and like all this other, he starts talking about like the entirety of the multiverse going into everything. And it's like, dude, stop. You're going too big, too fast. And the thing is, I know he's probably just kind of joking around and saying it, but the audience doesn't want that. The audience does not want, these things to exist in that particular fashion. Right. And I'm telling you guys, if they were to come out and say Joker 2 and Joker are going to be tied into the Batman universe, people would accept it whole cloth. Like, oh, great, cool. We now have that establishment as an earlier story that adds more, weight to the universe that's created over there, rather than it just being a standalone Elseworld. And I when you look at how this movie has been handled, it's a fine movie on its own. It's better than Jungle Cruise, I'll tell you that. But you can look at like the B+ audience score. That's kind of telling. You've got so you guys are talking about the audience score. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? JJ has an overall deal that he's been working with Warner Brothers since 2013. Like, that doesn't make any sense rational. It doesn't matter what JJ Abrams has done. That's not like, again, look, okay. And what has Seven Buck Productions done? They did Black Adam and DC League of Super Pets. DC League came and went, right?
Kingsport will be nice. Don't tell anyone to shut the F up. And you're a Hwad viewer too, so I don't know where that's coming from.
Is the Superman race swapped movie dead in the water, or
pretty much? I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, here's the thing that could actually happen. So here's why I think that could happen. They clearly want Elseworlds, even though I fundamentally disagree with that. They clearly want Elseworld stories. Those can be produced for a lower budget, and they'll give them, $60 to $75 million, run them in theaters, see what happens. Something like what Ta-Nehisi Coates wants to do, that could be something that if it comes out at the right time, could have a very big, significant cultural impact. I'm telling you, what we have to start doing is realizing that the vast majority of people who go see these movies only go because of the spectacle. They don't care about the canon or the lore. They don't.
The general audience.
How many people in the general audience probably thought that Joker was tied into the Batman, or was a prequel to Ben Affleck?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of them though.
But we also got to remember that we're in a small section. We hang out in this very small niche version of YouTube where there's like this small community where people get their information from, a few different sources, and then they get over speculated to hell and back, but it's the same people talking. And it's a lot of the same audience talking. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not criticizing that, but I'm saying it's like what you might perceive as the world is not necessarily the world. You can't use Twitter as a metric. I'm sorry. 300 and like what 50 million people versus Facebook's 2.9 billion. You know what I mean? Like there's no comparison. 2 billion people on YouTube, 2.9 billion on Facebook, over 1 billion on fucking TikTok. Twitter has yet to crack 400 million, like legit people, you know? So it's like we have this weird way of processing information that isn't the most reliable. So if you know, like, I think that's something else when it comes to movie talk on this particular platform is something we all need to kind of look at. But on the bright side, man, it was pretty cool when Black Adam tore that guy's arm off.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. You know,
Saggy's asking you questions. Jarbo, what are your thoughts on them announcing Cavill's cameo before the movie release? There's different things on here that says, oh, they were unhappy that it leaked before, but it could have been part of the marketing.
Okay, you want to, well, I think it's part of the marketing. I think that they were, in my mind, and yes, King, I don't shut up ever. But in this particular case, my take on it is they hold a world premiere in New York and LA. I think they had screenings in both cities. They didn't take anybody's cell phone. The Rock on the red carpet beforehand says, you know, welcome home before the movie premieres. So people are waiting. And then
Grace
no
Randolph
one
never shuts up.
Yeah. But she makes a lot more money than me.
Yeah.
So there's that. And so what I think is you've got, you know, they knew it was going to leak out one way or the other. He basically confirmed it before going in, and then it made its way around. And I think the problem though is I think they weren't expecting the actual end credit scene to leak. I think that was an oversight on their part. I think what they were expecting was everyone to talk about it. Like, holy shit, it's real, it's real, it's real. But then, like, as soon as the movie's over, some dude drops the whole thing on Twitter, and that thing spreads like wildfire. And then all of a sudden, now everyone has seen it. Everyone's talking about that scene. And then what did I say? The next day, or a couple days later, the estimate for box office drops by $10 million. The two are definitely connected, Max. Like, the two are definitely connected. And the movie is now looking to even make less than that secondary prediction of 65 million down to 60 million.
Well, based on the first 25, including previews, I think I'm way off on my prediction of 100 million.
Dude, you're way off on your. I mean, it opened in 57 markets internationally, and it made $13 million in 57 markets. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like the movie itself is just like,
it's nice that I got 50 viewers now, whereas I did titling, description, and thumbnail before. You got more viewers now.
Yeah,
that's great.
Well, here's the thing with like Ray. I agree with you. I like the movie. Like, I'll watch it again. I just don't want to watch it again anytime soon. My criticisms with the movie are not even about like the performances. I think the performances were fine. I said that in my review. I really liked Atom Smasher, and I liked Cyclone. I thought they had a good dynamic. And
my wife laughed out loud for some of the Atom Smasher scenes.
He was good. I mean, he was kind of like a little bit of a Cheap Trick Deadpool.
Yeah,
I saw him more as like MCU Spider-Man kind of feeling.
Yeah, but dude, his mask was straight up Deadpool.
Oh, like, yeah, the mask,
like flat up. But I mean, I like that. You know, I thought he was good. I thought I really enjoyed the chemistry between him and Quintessa Swindell. You could tell that they were starting to build a friendship and definitely a romance towards each other. Mm-hmm. And so I enjoyed that. I always like to see like the start of a love story or a love story in movies. I do. A lot of us do, actually. And so that was really good on that one. I thought for the first 2/3 of the movie, I thought the kid was really good. As far as
kid, that's the one.
As far as kid, up until the end, the kid for the most part wasn't bad. You guys got to admit the scene where the Rock is going down the staircase and he's just like making his way around and he's like, okay, can you do this? You should do this. And he's just basically like, you're a superhero. Let me tell you about superheroes.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really interesting commentary on where the world is like with these heroes and stuff. And like him trying to like explain it to Black Adam. And then of course the catchphrase thing was this kind of a running gag through the movie, kind of dumb, but it worked out okay, I think, at the end. But again, the worst part about that kid was at the end when he's trying to rally the troops, if you will, his performance was so bad. It was god awful bad. Like that should not, if that was your best take, holy crap, scrap the scene.
Well, here's my litmus test. I would like to watch it again right now. I would go if it was on my TV, if it's on HBO Max right now, I'd watch that over some other stuff.
I mean, and fine. And I think there's good elements of the movie to watch. Like, but here's I think I said this last night, even on my stream. I said, if you were to take the Scorpion King and kind of run that as a precursor to this movie, all of a sudden, like, Black Adam just becomes phenomenally better.
I just think it played to the Rock's strengths as him being a superhero and not try to make Rock do something he's not capable of. Like,
no, well,
Shakespeare, it's not a masterpiece. It goes with his strengths.
But they could have done that though. They could have done that. Okay, if your lead actor can't hit those emotional beats, right? If your lead actor can't hit those emotional beats, then you have to have another character hit those emotional beats. They tried that with Hawkman and Dr. Fate in their relationship, which I thought was pretty good. But I didn't care for the conclusion of that because it was so ham-fisted. I really did not like how they handled that last little bit there, because it was so tropey. And, you know, I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but it's like, if he can do multiple things and he could have done multiple things, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like he could have done something different, but you know, at the end, like, and the villain was the worst part for me, because I think a superhero movie is generally only as good as the villain.
Yeah, and like you said, we don't want to get into spoilers here, but it's hard to say. But the lead up to the villain, that storyline, the characters involved, without getting into spoilers, I think that was a strong storyline.
Yeah, no, it was.
It wanted the characters of Intergang that wanted Sabak. I thought that was pretty legit.
And like why they wanted Sabak, and it's a parallel to why the people wanted Teth Adam, you know what I mean? Like why he was the champion of Kondak, why he is as revered as he is. There is very much a parallel in between the hero and the villain that was so underdeveloped. Like I think it's there, and I'm wondering if there's deleted scenes. Like I'm wondering if there's deleted scenes that, because this is a lean movie, it's 2 hours and 5 minutes. They cut stuff out definitely to get it in on that time, to put more screenings out. The movie right now is in 4,405 screens in the United States.
So is this just a gimmick to get a director's cut?
I think no. Well, the thing is, the movie was rated R and they cut it down to PG-13. I'd like to know to what capacity. I think an R-rated director's cut would be really good, and I think it would help sell it. If you that's the whole thing with these movies, is like, stop trying to take a comic book storyline, which generally run multiple issues over the span of months and or years, and condense it into a 2-hour origin story that requires you to create an origin and an arc for every individual character. So you have to do something that's going to take all the screen and then keep it at a slim 2-hour runtime. So they could have done more with the movie. It's like, you know, I'm sure Caden might agree, but if you look at, let's say, the Halloween franchise, the trilogy that just ended last week.
I think Caden fell asleep.
Maybe he did. But you know, the Halloween, people don't like Halloween Ends, but if you watch Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, and you treat it as one story, as a beginning, a middle, and an end, you actually can start to see this really interesting thread work that they've done, because they now have, instead of 2 hours to tell a story like this, they've literally told it over the span of about 4.5 or 5.5. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have more time with it to let it breathe, to let it kind of settle with the audience. And they could have told a better story in 2.5 hours. But I'll tell you this though, theater I saw it in, there was a guy sitting a couple spots down from me, gets to the last act of the movie, and out of the corner of my eye, I look over and he's on his phone. He's just on his phone. Like, and then there's some action.
That doesn't necessarily say the quality of the film. People will usually do that anyway.
No,
I'm not saying it's a bad film just because someone's on their phone, because that's why I hate the theaters. People do that all the time.
Yeah, I get it, but it's like, it's a popcorn movie, and I had popcorn, and I was, you know, I mean, like, you can kind of tell the when the action scenes kick off and stuff.
Rhea's question here: any news or thoughts on the JSA spinoff? I think it has to be pretty successful for them to. I would hope JSA gets another project, or Hawkman, or Dr. Fate, but honestly, Zaslav, it's a hard ask. I don't know.
See, here's real quick. Okay, so my theory on the JSA stuff is, I could see it as an HBO Max show to get started.
HBO got the money. I'm playing.
Well, HBO might be able to make some budget for something like that. But again, if you think about like a movie like Atom Smasher or Cyclone, I couldn't even really see Atom Smasher having his own movie. The character doesn't strike me as a lead, but in a team up ensemble film, it could work. And, I could see like Hawkman having his own movie, although they completely ignored Hawkman's entire origin story, which I thought was really interesting.
If you were running DC, what would you want to see after this? I would like to see the JSA on HBO Max in the Justice League in the theaters. And explore those universes that would be amazing.
To me, the most interesting part of this would be more with Amanda Waller and Task Force X and what else is coming towards them. I just think that happens to be the more interesting side for me personally. Like, I find Superman in essence to be a boring character. Zack made him interesting because Zack took away the Boy Scout and brought us a man, a flawed person who's trying to understand who they are and their place in the universe, something all of us grapple with. And it was it was a great story arc. And it was something that, that through BVS and into Snyder Cut, even to some extent, especially Justice League had that at the end there. He was able to kind of find himself and what his purpose was and what he was meant to do. And I think that works out well for these characters to have an arc and to have the deconstruction of them and allow them to grow from these scenarios.
I found my new thumbnail for this stream.
Oh my god!
Favorite shot of the movie.
Well, look
that
at
is horrible. Holy shit!
No, it's kind of funny.
I have not seen the movie.
It's perspective.
See, Zack did not make Henry boring. Did not make Superman boring. This is the thing I don't get. This is what I don't understand about people who try to tell me Superman needs to be a Boy Scout. He's meant to represent the best of us. Then fucking be good. You don't need a guy in tights to tell you to be good. You don't need some magical off-world being to hover around to tell you to be good. If you have compassion against everybody, it's so ridiculously stupid. What you want is a character that you can relate to, a character that would have the same struggles as you, one that you identify with. You go, man, this guy doesn't know who he is. I don't know who I am. Fuck, man. But he figures it out. Maybe I can figure it out. And in the process, there's compassion and empathy and him growing to be the character that you know, that you love. I'm sorry that you want it all fucking handed to you on a goddamn silver platter, but that's not storytelling. That's lazy. That's lazy.
I feel like people want the Superman Return Superman. Like, I want to see that shit again.
Dude, I like Superman Returns. I do. Because even that Superman Returns, guess what? He's flawed. He's flawed. I'm sorry.
What do you say to the people out there that are all like, "Oh, thank goodness"?
Hold the fuck up. No depth, no development. Scott, you are. I swear to God, either like you're trolling or you ate paint chips as a fucking kid. Are you kidding me? Like, do you watch Blue's Clues and thinks that it's the epitome of fucking television? Like, what the hell?
I don't think. I don't.
Happy-go-lucky Superman with no problem.
Has Blue Beetle ever been in the JSA? I don't think so.
No.
He might now.
Well, he might.
Maybe Shazam could join.
I can't remember. Somebody in the chat can confirm that.
Are you looking forward to this version of Shazam meeting this version of Black Adam? Do they gel well?
They're not gonna meet. They're not gonna meet, dude. Here's the thing. A number of years ago, they would have met because the character of Black Adam is tied to Shazam. And The Rock wanted to get Shazam made.
Well, The Rock said that they will meet. The Rock said that.
At this point in time, it's not going to be a meeting in the way that they need to meet. It's going to be like maybe them showing up to help Superman or something. And like that's how it's going to come together.
What's the budget for Black Adam?
$200 million, not including print and advertising.
And plus COVID reshoots. Stuff like that.
Well, that's better than their other big that's a fraction of what the Justice League and other big team up movies have been, because this is more. It's not just Black Adam. It's a team up movie.
See, here's the thing: if we go back and rewatch Superman Returns, the movie actually aged remarkably well.
Minus Kevin Spacey.
No. No, Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor was meant to be very, very similar to Gene Hackman, and he played it to a T.
No, I'm not saying that it's bad.
What do you think of people saying Kevin Spacey's innocent? I said he just wasn't found guilty. Doesn't mean he's innocent.
Well, actually, okay. So I did talk about that on my stream last night. One of the key indicators there was Anthony Rapp when he kept telling his story. He kept talking about how he was in the bedroom and that he would like look through the door, like a crack in the door to look at a party. Spacey lived in a small studio apartment in New York City back in 1986. So whatever memory he's got about there being a room where this allegedly took place doesn't exist. And to give you, and so that's another factor.
So was he unfairly canceled?
Well, that's the thing with that. I mean, there's been other accusations made against him that I believe are far more credible, but he hasn't been nailed on anything just yet. But I would say that the idea here is the jury took only an hour to deliberate deliberate. Thank you. Only an hour to deliberate to come back to find him not liable for civil damages. You know what I mean? And so it's like at that point you're like, okay, and only an hour. 11 out of the 12 jurors were college educated. So like that's something that that Kevin's attorney said was like, these people can look through the bullshit is basically what she was trying to say.
That's not good for Anthony Rapp. He's I like him. He's on Star Trek.
Yeah.
So that's
but yeah, I see the question there. Did I like Superman 1978? Absolutely. I remember when I was a kid and we got a VCR for the first time. The very first night I got my VCR, Superman was on TV. My mom recorded me. That was the very first TV recorded movie I ever had. The very first movie on tape I ever had was Superman 78 off the television. You know how many times I rewatched that movie as a kid? A bunch. I loved Superman 2. I loved the Donner cut. I even like Superman 3 and 4. You know, I mean, they're not great. I liked Quest for Peace as a kid. As a kid, I enjoyed it. You know, Superman 3, I enjoyed too. Richard Pryor, baby. You know, like you got to love them. But are those good movies? No, right? The last two aren't, but I enjoyed them as a kid. You know what one of my favorite movies as a kid was, Max?
What?
Masters of the Universe.
I've never seen that one.
You've never seen the Dolph Lundgren movie?
Mm-mm.
Holy shit, you're missing out, man.
I haven't seen a good amount of Dolph Lundgren movies. The Punisher, Masters of the Universe.
You're really missing out with The Punisher. He is good in The Punisher.
Yeah, I want to watch it.
Not only is it him, but Lewis. It might be. I don't know. I have to look it up. So why am I calling Superman a boring character? Because just because I like the movies doesn't denote or doesn't change the fact that at the end of the day, I'll tell you this, those stories are for children. Those stories are for children. Those stories are like Aesop's fables. They're like stories in the Bible. Good versus evil, very superficial. The world is not black and white. People want it to be black and white. They want Superman to represent a black and white world. The world is gray. Very gray. There's 50 shades of gray, if not more.
I just missed out on some Dolph Lundgren, and I need to catch up on him. But I've seen most stuff. Zeno.
I think you need to see. I would say watch.
Does he actually play Frank Castle in the Punisher movie?
Yeah, he plays Frank Castle. Yeah, I mean, but it's like it's a 1980s action movie. You could kind of look. The 2004 Punisher movie with Tom Jane is remarkably better. I love the 2004 movie. And
the other one, like with Ray Stevenson or something.
That was like, oh my God. Do you know the director of that movie has openly supported piracy?
Yeah.
She openly tells people to like pirate stuff.
Do you know that movie is actually a Marvel Studios movie?
No, it's not.
Which one?
In the opening, the second one they made.
Punisher Warzone? Well, yeah. What it would have been is Marvel Studios, when you want to make it like, okay, so the way the rights work is that like for, let's say when Fox had the rights to those characters, what would happen is they go, we bought the rights to these characters, so we have the right to make a movie and to distribute the movie. But if they want to make the movie, they still have to pay a licensing agreement, a licensing fee to Marvel. They still have to pay that. Even Sony had to do that with the Spider-Man movies until Bob Iger worked a deal with the chairman of Sony back in 2011, and when they were getting ready to do Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
I think they're running out the clock on that. If you want my honest opinion.
If there's a breakout star from this project, who do you think it's going to be? Do you
Aldous Hodge.
Do you think what? Also, do you think they should stick for him being JSA, or should he cross over to Justice League if they decide to make a Justice League project?
He could lead the Justice League.
JSA should, if they ever make Justice League like 2 or 3, like I think they should join the battle in the Darkseid War. I think
here's the thing: is there? I'm going to pose a question to you all. Should they continue with the Justice League and the JSA, or should they take the best of both and meld it and make one super team and really be a next level experience for the DCEU? Because I think I didn't ask you, CJH, because you say that, you just consistently say that, which is bullshit. I think there's opportunities here. I would love a very profitable and successful Justice League and JSA on their own. But there is a lot here that if combined, there's a lot of chemistry. There's some things in the JSA here that might be missing in the Justice League. Like Atom Smasher might be really fun with the Flash, or, in the Justice League.
Yeah,
and Hawkman would be a great addition to the Justice League. Do you think they should stay separate, or should they combine? And I'll ask Matt first, because I'm also going to do this as a clip out. Matt, what do you think? Should they keep them separate and try to succeed on their own, or do the best of both worlds, combine them, and have a very successful team-up movie in the future, based on what you've seen from Black Adam?
I think they should do it the same way Marvel did it with Captain America Civil War. You bring in some of the smaller people, right? Like Bucky and Ant-Man, and even like Falcon. And you give them these really great character moments, and you give them these really great interactions. And then people get used to those characters like that, and they want to watch them again. So Ant-Man got another movie, Falcon Winter Soldier popped up, and it's their own show, and it kind of builds out from there. I think you need to give them something to fight for, though. Like, again, it really does boil down to the planning. Like, give them an arc, let the characters grow within that arc, and then I think people will respond. But no, like, definitely keep them together, and then build out from there.
You keep them together, JSA, and separate from the Justice League, or
Oh, sorry. I think having them like, have a crossover event. Can you imagine
Hawkman with Justice League would be amazing, or Atom Smasher?
Well, yeah, there's a lot there.
Or another lady with Cyclone.
Just do a Crisis movie.
Oh my god.
Well, that's what they want to do. No, they want Crisis.
Them, like team up to fight Darkseid. That would be awesome.
Technically, the Intergame.
No, they're not going to continue
let's
the
do
Snyder.
Technically, the Intergame has connection with Apocalypse.
We're not even talking about the CGH. We're just talking about the characters continuing. They eventually, if they're going to focus on the Trinity, if they actually are going to think there's going to be another Justice League project or a team up.
Well, I think we're many years away from that.
Caden, are you there?
I think he's sleeping, bro.
Awesome.
Jesus Christ.
Anthony, what do you think? Do you think they should keep them separate, or they should take the best of both and make a super team up movie and really bring the best characters?
Well, I mean, even in comics, the JSA and the Justice League work together.
Yeah.
So I would like you could keep them separate as in now, and you could have them team up against a big bad later. I would like that.
That would be an epic film. I think that would that finally generate the box office that the DCU is missing, Matt? Or that if they
what other villains does Justice League have?
The Crime Syndicate, Mongol,
Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Legion of Doom.
Injustice. No, same thing, pretty much.
No, that's not.
Amazo.
The Anti-Monitor.
Nah, he's too big.
Well, he's technically a villain.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know, but that's just Well,
no, what I have a lot of villains.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just Searchelman says JSA Dawn of Snyder's Turkey.
No, bro.
Yeah,
I hope so. I hope somebody has Zack Snyder if he saw Black Adam.
I think it would generate a lot of buzz if they were able to accomplish it. You think it's within within the abilities of this Warner Brothers, Matt? Do you think it's within the abilities to do something like that, or just it's out of their capabilities?
Well, I think they could. Okay, nothing can be done. Literally, nothing can be done until they appoint somebody to oversee the DCEU, to take over DC Studios. Mike DeLuca is probably going to end up being the interim for quite some time, but he's also going to be, working on Warner Brothers and overseeing a bunch of other stuff as well, because they don't have a lot of other things. So that's kind of the big problem in the moment is you're like, okay, well, why don't you guys, they need to figure it out. They need to bring somebody in who can be the Feige, but a lot of these guys don't want to be the Feige.
Do you think that after Secret Wars, Kevin Feige will move over to DC to help?
No, God, no. He's not gonna. No, he's gonna stay.
Why?
Look, he's gonna stay at Marvel, or at Disney, I should say.
More likely go to Star Wars than DC.
I think Kevin Feige's leaving.
No,
I wish, but no.
He almost left in 2016.
No, it wasn't 20. It was 20. It was
15?
like the end of 2014.
14 or 15, whatever. There's a long time.
Because it's because of like Perlmutter, but he's in charge. He's in charge of a lot of stuff right now.
Secret Wars, where do you go?
You go to Star Wars.
The universe. Reboot the universe.
I mean, they might reboot the universe. That might be the best course of action.
And that's how you bring back Robert Downey Jr.
Well, they could reset the universe and then introduce Galactus that way.
You can't do that. You gotta build that up as a story first, and then you gotta. If Marvel rushed, then
Galactus is the last survivor of the MCU that we know.
Well, Matt, are you streaming tonight? We're almost at an hour on the.
Yeah. I'm working on a thumbnail right now. I'm just having some issue with trying to.
Black Adam fails.
What do you think of that theory, Matt?
What theory?
The Galactus being the last survivor of the MCU.
That would be pretty interesting.
I don't know what honestly at this point, it sounds interesting, but I'm just waiting for them to. I'm waiting for them to kind of just figure it the hell out, So because I just want the. I'm okay with whatever the hell they want to. The way I see it is, we're in a position where they've given us many, many, many years of really interesting stories and great characters, and they've built an audience. They've built a loyal audience. We don't have to worry about Marvel. Whether you like what they're doing in Phase 4 or not, they're going to get to Phase 5, and Phase 5 already has a lot going for it. And then Phase even more going for it. And then you bring the inclusion of the X-Men and have them team up with the Avengers. And then by that time, they could have the rights to Spider-Man back. And then, oh my God, it's going to be crazy. Mm-hmm. They have so many characters. They don't need to necessarily reboot.
No,
they can just keep it going.
I pray to God Sony go bankrupt, please.
Did you see this, Matt?
What?
He's actually.
Yeah. I saw that earlier today. I quote tweeted it. I quote tweeted it and just said the madman actually did it.
He's gonna waste his money. His lawyer told him to take all his stuff down. I guess
they're gonna go into court.
This is so stupid.
And they're gonna.
They should just look at that video that he made about that chick in high school. That
2 seconds. Denied.
And they should just I'm sorry. That kind of fucking.
Because plots cannot be copyrighted.
1990. Wow.
Well, what he's talking about, CJH, is, and I think he's completely wrong, but what he's talking about is character. He's trying to argue that there's character similarities, and that he sent this information
he doesn't own.
Okay. There's a difference between the characters that he doesn't own, but the overall plot that he does.
Yeah.
So the overall plot without the characters is his intellectual property, but the thing is, he submitted it unsolicited, from his own description, twice, over the years, and that he gave Michael Uslan, he sent him the treatment and whatnot, and then that Uslan, he thinks gave it to Matt Reeves. No, nobody's gonna buy this.
I talked to EVS when he was on it. He's like, "This is why I tell people not to send me stuff, because I don't want them claiming." Yeah, even if I don't intend to, what if I subconsciously use something that's similar? I don't want them pulling this bullshit on me. He said that. He's like, don't send me your ideas. You know?
Well, yeah, no, I'm in the same boat, man. I get people every once in a while, and they're just like, "Hey, can you send me this? Can you send me that?
No.
Can you?" And can I send you my script? Do you read my script or my story?
No.
And I'm just like, no. Like, if it's published, that's a different story. But like, if it's something you're working on, I'm like, don't send it to me. I come up with my own stories, and I don't want to be influenced by anything else. Like,
right,
I really
and it's
don't.
not like sometimes it cannot be intentional or it's somewhat vague, and then people will like lose their shit. That's mine. That's mine. You know.
This is what's gonna happen. He's gonna lose, and he's gonna be broke.
Then there's gonna be a HBO Max series about how we lost the case.
Whoa! What the hell? Werewolf Jeebus. Look at that baby werewolf.
What the?
Wait, maybe Amber Heard and him could team up.
Oh my god!
I heard she's in hiding.
So funny.
I don't know. I mean, given how many threats she's probably received,
No,
I wouldn't really.
let's be real. I don't like Amber Heard, but the hatred towards her is ridiculous.
Look,
for just a toxic
the way
situation.
I see it, the way I see it, it's both of them.
Let's be real though.
That's a good
her situation is very similar to a lot of toxic relationships out there, and no one's really completely innocent in that. And people like love to hate this woman. Like, I have no ill will towards her. I think she fucked up. She made false accusations, and that's fucked up. But honestly, I don't hate her, but people love to hate her. Like, it's really kind of creepy how much they love to hate her on the internet.
The Aggressor has a question.
What?
To Matt.
No, it's Rational does, I think.
Rational. Oh,
Doomcock is streaming. What question should I ask him?
You should ask him. Nice. Actually, I don't know.
No, I was gonna. I like something. Like, man, if like you got to like try to get him subconsciously to talk about the Commandant, but I can't think of like anything right now. I'm sorry. So, but
I think we're going to end it in a few minutes here. So if you want to pimp your stuff.
Yeah,
I blame Caden because he's been really helping with the panel tonight. What the fuck, Caden? You just go to sleep on stream again? What does he just not leave? At least he might have. I don't know. At least he just doesn't do the errand where he ends the broadcast when he
sleeps. He doesn't sleep.
He might have had to go to the bathroom or something. He's just still in there. I don't know.
He's probably masturbating.
He's probably masturbating.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, I mean, sure. That's the sound he makes when he comes.
He's probably with his girlfriend.
I don't think he has a girlfriend.
Damn, that's sad. That is sad. Damn.
No, I mean, that doesn't mean he's not in a
No,
I'm not.
No. I'm saying I don't know. I haven't heard anything. If he is good for him.
Yeah.
Slay Queen Slay.
Yeah. That's delicious.
I'm just talking about Black Adam. I want to go watch it right now. Again.
Oh my god, go watch something
see
better.
Ryan Kinnell's review?
No, honestly,
was he like, it's called Black Adam, but there's only one black guy in it?
Well, he did have a problem with Hawkman.
What?
There you go.
What about it?
There was race swapped apparently.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Isn't Hawkman like Egyptian?
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty sure there are black Egyptians because Egypt is not far from like Liberia. And that part of the world, there are darker skinned people there. God, why's he got to be racist?
Why can't he just put on his white hood for once? Fuck's sake.
He does that privately.
Yeah, probably.
He treats it like he starts playing Goodbye Horses, and then he starts dancing like he's in Silence of the Lambs, and he's got he's got the hood on and the robe, and he's all bow bow.
I've been struggling trying to cover them anymore because there's nothing really interesting about them anymore. Maybe I'll do a single video topic on that. His racism is showing.
Or maybe just, I don't know, actually talk about movies and not what other idiots are saying all the time.
That's what we've
Movie
done all this
madness and
time.
entertainment.
We talked a lot
weren't you reading Geekosity article earlier?
I was talking about here was the main topic was now what for the JSA members and Hawk Girl and what we would like to see as projects and what we thought of the JSA. I'm very excited to talk about JSA. So I did that.
You forgot the other things.
God, that just looks like Deadpool.
It does. He's got the patches on his eyes and shit.
Yeah. I'm very excited about JSA. And then we talked, and then I came up with the question on the fly, Matt, about should they stay separate, the JSA and the Justice League? I think it was an interesting movie talk too.
No, I know. Have you seen that feature on StreamYard now where you can actually trim out your clips?
I'm gonna try that with that.
I had a feeling.
That's why I was like, let's try this.
Wait a second. Okay. Streaming. Okay, so StreamYard cannot make a mobile app. They cannot make. I think that the members, once you a member, to see on the screen. That is stupid.
They need to make a mobile app, one that doesn't kill your battery.
Are they broke? Are they broke? That's the reason why they can't do it. They don't have enough developers to do it. Like come on.
Honestly, I still think
battery.
I think it's still better than the other ones that do multiple people at once. I don't know. Is there a better one?
What are you talking about?
What are you
better
talking about?
StreamYard service or streaming service outside of YouTube that has multiple panelists and options?
I mean, there's like Restream.io. There's whatever the hell Saggy uses, which is some weird thing. I'm not a fan of it.
Honestly, I prefer this over what she's got. I mean, I'm open to changing, but
she's sponsored by it. Okay.
I also like the feature, except for tonight when people hit end broadcast, which is rarely happens. But I like the feature where you can add team members that also can highlight comments and help with the production of the show, and have their own. They can stream on their channels too. I like that option at a discount
that would
I
be
pay
nice
for team members. Yeah. Yes, CJH. Okay. Staggy kicks ass. Yeah, she kicks more than that.
It's from my understanding, she also eats it.
Oh wow!
Whoa. Hey.
What do you think is on her OnlyFans? I heard that from RJ.
Can you repeat that? Did you just say Saggy eats ass on her OnlyFans?
From my understanding, the inference of data that I got, my belief, my opinion, speculation is that she eats ass. Speculation.
So
allegedly, she allegedly noms on the booty.
King's Port Cow. You can't really ask for. Melons decides when she wants to come on the show and where she goes. You can't really say, "Hey, we want more Saggy." She just comes and goes as she pleases.
I think tonight she's over on the vodka stream.
Oh,
she's slumming it over there. So you know.
How the hell did she get a lot of time over there?
I've been on the vodka. It's not hard. Just talk to Dave. Like Ty from Pop Culture Corner used to be on there all the time. I used to go on there all the time. It's really not that difficult to get on. Just but Dave's audience is fucking insane, man. They're super crazy. But like, I actually feel bad for Dave because like leading up to the Snyder Cut, he'd get like 400 people watching on a Friday night, and then now he's like he just gets like 75.
No, he has 144 now.
Oh, right now, okay, that's good. But like,
because of the
because there's been sometimes. Oh, because they're talking Black Adam, that's why. But on nights where there's nothing like that,
it's not DC.
DC like specific stuff. Even when
it's very. I'll tell you what, because I had a DC audience more at one point than I do now. And then when I started criticizing Syl, they started to go away. There's a few left.
Well, that's because that's his audience. That's why.
If you don't talk, once you get that audience, if you don't talk anything about Snyder or DC, they don't watch. Once you curate to that audience, and I think I do better here. You know what I'm saying, Matt?
Have you thought about going back to the Kathleen Kennedy videos?
No.
There's no date there. There's nothing there for Kathleen Kennedy right now.
What about the Steelbook reviews?
I'm to stop collecting, man. I could go.
Oh, did you? Well, that's my thumbnail for anyone who wants to check it out. So
horror movies.
We're doing horror movie trailer night.
What is in your hands?
It's a spear.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna spear you. I don't know.
That's kind of strange.
But I will. I'll be back. Well, I'm going to take off because I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Well,
and prep
we're going
stuff.
to end anyway. So
okay. Well, I'm going to go to the bathroom anyway.
Well,
so
let me put a link to his channel just in case someone's here that doesn't know. I think you all know, but hold on.
Yeah.
When are you going live?
20 minutes. I'm just going to go poop and
he's going to take
break
a 20-minute shit.
And then dude, yeah. I had a bean for dinner, man. It's gonna be pretty bad. So all right, it's just gonna rock out.
Here you go, and the chat here.
I'm gonna go make my own Black Adam.
Oh no! Oh, there you go.
Someone asked me tonight if my show is safe for work.
No,
and I'm like, no. Someone. I was making a cum joke the other night. And someone comments, I'm listening to this with my mom. And I was just laughing my ass off because I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm being oversharing on purpose, Jeffrey.
I would never watch
first horror I want you to look up is,
my mother would hate you, Matt.
No, actually most moms really like me.
No,
I'm very
my mother, not mine.
Mothers adore me. Your mother would come around. Your mom would come around. She'd be like, he's just a liberal. He doesn't know any better. But that's how I get in the earbug in her ear. And I'd be like, yeah, but Max's mom.
No.
Have you ever heard about the wonderfulness of Bernie Sanders?
She would call you a bad influence on me.
If I'm a bad influence on you, brother, that's saying something. All right, guys. I'll check you all later.
All right, bye everyone. Caden, end the show. Anthony, CH, Axel, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Almost. Bye.
Yeah, happy birthday to Carrie Fisher by sexualizing her feet. What the hell?
Oh shit! I still have that.
Wait, it's just feet. What? How?
Yeah, it's just feet.
How did you get that out?
I just found it on Discord. Don't ask me why.
Don't put things you just. All right. Good night, everyone. Getting a sag. Bye. Degrassi likes most moms. Good.
Damn, you like that.